Good afternoon. My name is Tom. I come to you from the great state of Maine. Get yourself a cup of coffee. Today we're going to talk about building a reloading kit. Good equipment, good tools for a very inexpensive price. I've been working on this video for 2 months, gathering up the parts and pieces needed. What I have gathered up behind me all came from eBay, searching and just at night having coffee and shopping on eBay. What I wanted to do, this whole series that we started up late last fall, probably, I don't even remember when we started, maybe started sometime in December. What I wanted to show is I want to bring in new people to reloading. Oh, and the other thing is, welcome to the other side of the reloading room. As some of you have followed along, I've been working on this room over the winter. It's a part of the attic is what it is. And I got myself a corner of it. But this is going to be the powder room. This is going to be where I'm going to powder coat my bullets for reloading. So I kind of needed a spot off for that, and we'll get into that later on. But some of you have been following along. Jack asked how I did with the counter. There it is, Jack. There's the counter. And I'll give you a tour. I won't do it today, but I'll definitely give you a tour of this room. There's brass in here, and I've got a little oven back there for powder coating and all that. What I wanted to talk about today is building up your first kit. Or building up you've decided to get into reloading and the cost of everything is scaring you off. I want to break that myth. The setup that I've got behind you is all the pieces and tools that you need to build a rifle bullet. I picked on the 30-06 today. I bought the press, I bought the dies, I bought the shell holder, I bought the powder trickler, everything. I'll take you over to the bench here. I broke it all down, but I have put together an entire kit for building a 30-06 bullet. It marked out at $149. Now I've got a couple extra pieces over here that as you work your way up, then you can purchase them, but you don't need them right out of the gate. So what I wanted to do is just share them with you. When I started out, I didn't have a case trimmer. And you don't need a case trimmer either. I didn't have a case trimmer for probably 5 or 6 years after I started reloading. I also didn't have a tumbler because those are big ticket items, in comparison to everything else. So I started out small, just like we're going to start out small with this kit. And then you guys can take it from there. And you collect as you go. You don't buy it all in one big heap. You collect as you go. And after a while, you'll have this piece and that part, and this piece and that part. And that's kind of the fun of reloading. You can continually be adding to your reloading room. If you're not already saving your brass, you should be saving your brass. If you go to the shooting range and shoot a few rounds, save it. Give it to a friend or save it for yourself. You might get into reloading. Or if you know a reloader, save the brass for your friends. Give it to him. He'll enjoy every piece of it, and he'll have it for years and years and years. So, like I said, if you're not saving your brass, you need to be saving your brass. So I don't have any brass in this video, but brass is easy enough to come by. What I was concerned with was the tools. So let's go over here to the table and let's break down this kit for $149. Okay, let's start out here. This right here is a single stage press. This is what's called a CH. They have several of them out there. You can pick this press up for $35 to $50 on eBay. It's identical to the Pacific press. is the same. The other one that you can pick up out there is a Lyman Spartan. I picked up several of those. I will take you in the other room during more videos and you'll see the other presses. This one right here just happens to be where it's not locked down. This thing you see here, this right here is a large and small primer tool. They also come with a lever, will get you where you can prime on the press itself. I didn't bring one of those out here. I will go get one. All of the parts for RCBS, CH, Pacific, and Lyman will all work. They'll all be interchangeable. All of the shell holders will be interchangeable. This is the primer tool, large and small. That screws in there. This goes in the ram and puts your primer in. This is a shell holder that goes inside of that. It works just like anything else, but I like it better. You got a really good feel on the handle when you're putting the primers in, so that works out really well. So from there, so that's $35. Anywhere from, you can find that on eBay for anywhere from $35 to $50. Be patient, and sometimes you can get it for less. This right here was one of those ones where you bid or make an offer. He had a price on it of $45. I offered him $35 and they took it. So I got that press there for $35. So now let's move over. We've covered this. Let's move over to the deburring tools. Now I picked up 2 deburring tools because I got so many grandsons, and this will be fun for them to help out with. One of them I was able to pick up for $8.95. The other one in this box I was able to get for $9.95. There's nothing wrong with those. They're just as sharp as the one that I've had for almost 40 years. So I don't know if they ever go dull. And then this is a powder trickler that I was able to pick up on eBay for $17.95. And over here, now this was a bargain. When I got it, I couldn't believe that I got it for $14.95. And it works. You kind of taking a risk when you're buying electronics, but I couldn't imagine it didn't work unless the battery had soured in there and ruined everything. But for $14.95, I took a risk on it, and I won the bid for $14.95. So I put a battery in it. It works perfectly well. It's part of my regular gear now. So let's move down to the scales. Now right here, the reason I went with this for this kit was because we know it's $39. Sometimes the balance beam scales on eBay, the bidding can go crazy on there. So I didn't want to add it to this kit because it could run anywhere from $50 to $125. It all depends on who's bidding that week and what they're bidding on. But this is a RCBS electronic scales. I like them. They work really well, and we purchased them straight from RCBS for $39. So that's why I added them in here with this trickler. And somebody just starting out, I believe that the balance beam or this, I think for somebody starting out would be perfect, because you got to have something that's going to measure powder. And for $39 RCBS, I don't think you can go wrong. Shop around for that on eBay, on the trickler. What I do with these tricklers is I fill the bottom full of lead. I'll warm up some lead, heat up some lead, and fill this full of lead, and then it makes it so it's not at all tippy. That's the way I like it. That way when you're turning this handle, it sets still a little bit better. So let's go back over here to this press for a minute. When you're looking at these presses, this is the ramrod that's in here. Now, back in the 1950s, the ramrod was the shell holder, or it was one of these. Now, this right here, what you want to do is try to look in the pictures for a picture of the top of that ramrod. What you want is the one that will accept a shell holder, just like all the modern day presses. A lot of the presses will come with, I gotta check, make sure you guys can see, a lot of the presses will come with, like this right now, I have this press set up for 308. The ram was the shell holder. So I've purchased quite a few rams because I have quite a few of these presses now. But I also made sure to purchase some of these that accept a shell holder. So if you do purchase a press that doesn't accept a shell holder, it's not a big deal. Keep scouring eBay, and these ramrods do come up, and then bid on them. That's what I did. I've probably have purchased. I purchased these anywhere from $2.50 to one that was brand new for $20. And the reason I paid $20 for it is because it was a shell holder one, and it was brand new in the box, RCBS. But they all are interchangeable. Don't worry about buying them. Just make sure to purchase one that is a shell holder. And it's easy to change. Pull out that pin, the whole thing drops down. There's another pin here. Drive the pin out, put it all together, then stick it back together. Do not score this at all. Be real gentle with this. And the same thing with rust. If they're rusty, don't worry about it. Take yourself a wire wheel. I've got a Dremel tool with a wire wheel, and all of this stuff cleans up just like brand new. Now, because we're setting up for 30-06, this particular kit, these right here I purchased on eBay. Now, this is a set of RCBS dies. They look brand new. And I was able to purchase those for $30. When it comes to any of this stuff, check out the prices. Sometimes you'll have 2 or 3 days to check out prices. Go to Midway. Go to Midway and check out their prices, because you can buy these dies brand new, I think, for $39, around $40. So make sure what I'm bidding, unless it's an old piece of equipment like this that they just don't make anymore, I bid no more than 50% of what brand new is. So keep that in mind when you're looking at it. And the other thing to keep in mind while you're on eBay is always, always, always check out the shipping price. Make sure that somebody's not trying to overship you. Try to stay within that $10 to $15 shipping. Sometimes the presses will get a little bit expensive because of their weight, but keep that in mind when you're doing your shopping. Now, right here is my 2 trimmers. I purchased this one. This is a Forester. I purchased at a gun show for $15. You can find these on eBay, but people are bidding on them. So but you don't need it to start out, but bid on them if you see them on eBay. I haven't seen any of the Hornady trimmers yet, but this is a great trimmer. You'll always need to buy the Pilot, because even brand new, they don't come with the Pilots. So, but you can buy all the Pilots either from Hornady or you can buy them from Midway. Same thing over here. This is a shell holder. Same shell holder as what everything else is. That's what this one takes. But they don't come with the shell holders, and they don't come with the Pilot anyways. So if you can buy just the cutter on eBay, try to get one for less than $50 if you can. But so I didn't add this to the list because this is not a necessity for a new guy starting out, because you've probably got 5 or 6 shots out of any brass before you have to trim it anyways. And I didn't have a trimmer when I first started out. The books in the background, I threw them in there just because they were cheap. This book right here, The ABCs of Reloading, you can see I got it for $11.95 on eBay. And this book here, I picked it up because it's an old book. And what's in it, it's about reloading and casting bullets and all of that. But it also has all of the old equipment and parts list. So if you're missing any parts or anything like that, I can use this to reference if I'm looking at a piece of equipment. And sometimes they are missing parts. So I can use that book to try to figure out if it's missing anything. Then we'll spin around here to the other side of the room. And over there you see, I gotta get more. You see a tumbler. Now that's a Harbor Freight tumbler. That's not part of this list because again, that's a luxury item. And I purchased that tumbler from Harbor Freight for $70. The other thing that's here, before you spend a whole lot of money on these, case holders, shell holders, you know, they're $7 or $8 now at any of the stores. So, you know, purchase your first one for your 30-06 to get you started, or your 308 or whatever you're starting with. But then you can also purchase a whole set of them for $39 from Midway. So, something to keep in mind. And that should cover all of the cases that you're going to be working with. So that's just something you kind of need to do over time. And then this is the I Always Go Hornady. So here's the new, well, it's not the new, they have the 11th edition. I don't have that yet. If you're going to shoot Hornady bullets, or you're going to shoot Nosler, or whatever you're going to shoot, it's a good idea to get their reloading manual. Don't rely on everything to be online, because you'll pick up a lot more right out of here. And this is another great book for the new reloader starting out. The 49th edition of the Lyman book, or now they got the 51. Both of those are great books to start out with. So what I was concentrating on was getting you to get your powder scales, get your calipers, get your deburring tool, get your primer tool, get your press, get your dies, and get your shell holder. And all of that will come to, what you see here came to $149 off eBay, and I have everything I need to start reloading a 30-06. After that, then you should be picking up a little stuff here and there anyways. You know, then you'll want to figure out your powder. Depending on the, rifle powder, IMR 4350 covers a whole bunch of rifles. So you get yourself a pound of that, and then try to get yourself some primers and stuff like that, and just start out. Over here is a Pacific press, same as that red one over there on the other desk. This one is set up for 357. I have the RAM in it for 357, and this is where we'll be building 357 bullets. Well, hopefully it wasn't too confusing with that. I wasn't exactly sure how I was going to put it all together. I don't do these kind of videos very often, but I wanted to take you through the tools to make up a starter reloading kit for anyone who wants to start out. It does not take a lot of money to get started. You will never wear out that press. You'll never wear out that deburring tool. You'll never wear out these cutters, dies, any of that stuff. I've been doing this stuff for 40 years with the same equipment. My RCBS press is what I've used for 40 years. I just started adding these other presses because I didn't realize you could buy them online for $35 and $40. I bought this equipment for my grandsons, as well as for this video. I think the best way for them to learn is to be sitting right beside me with their own equipment, and I can keep an eye on them and we can work through that way. Getting started in reloading, that's exactly what it is. It's figuring out the pieces of the puzzle. It's not complicated, it's not dangerous, it's not hard. It's just you need a spot to do it, and you need to start collecting the tools. So hopefully this will get you started, and the next time you need equipment, the only thing you need to buy is dies. Every time you add a rifle or a pistol to the list that you want to reload for, then you'll be purchasing a shell holder, and you'll be purchasing a set of dies. Now the shell holder may fit several different rifles. On the back of the shell holder box or in any of these books, pick up a Hornady book, or pick up a, I really like the Lyman Caston book. There's so much information in there, and they break down all the parts and pieces. In the Lyman Caston book, they have the Lyman, RCBS, Pacific, all of them. They have the shell holders. They have, so you can just go in there, find the number you want, and then go from there. And that's the kind of information that you do need. But it will tell you, like this particular one, the 30-06 will fit the 22-250. It'll fit the 25-06. It will fit the 308. It'll fit the 30-06. That's 4 rifles that I know of, and probably more. There's a ton of 270 I can turn into a 30-06 shell. So I know that's one. I'm not sure. 243 might be another one. You know, it gets out of guns I don't have, so I'm just going by memory. But certain parts and pieces you only need to buy one of. So keep that. And that's your your shell holder. The rest of this stuff you can carry right through to all of your rifles and pistols. So this is where you begin, and have fun with it. And if you have any questions at all, leave them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. If I can't answer it, I might be able to find the answer. I love researching this stuff, so it's not like it's a hard thing for me to do. It's something that I enjoy doing. So, and I enjoy passing the skill on to you. I think this is a very important skill to anyone that wants to be a hunter or a rifleman or whatever. You want to shoot pistol? It doesn't get any sweeter than this. You can build a bullet to fit your needs. And that's what I've been doing for 40 years. So have a sip of coffee with me. I can see the battery is running out, and I will see you next week.